Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to this relaxing and restorative yoga flow. Today we will start at the back of the mat in a wide-legged child's pose. And once you arrive here in child's pose, take a deep breath in through the nose and audibly exhale out through the mouth. Today we'll be taking it slow and moving through some shoulder opening poses, as well as some hip stretches and some twists. You also have the option of using a block, a blanket, or a bolster for today's practice for some extra support. If you don't have any of these items, you can use any pillows that you might have on hand. Either way, they're not necessary, so it's completely okay. On an inhale, lift your head up. And from here, you're going to open your left arm out to the left side and thread your left arm underneath your right, getting a stretch in that left shoulder. And now you're going to lift your head up and bring both hands to the mat and open your right arm up to the right side and thread that arm underneath the left, stretching out the right shoulder. And now gently push yourself up out of this pose, coming up to a straight spine, bringing the knees together and sitting back on your heels. And from here, you're going to come forward into tabletop position and walk your hands to the top of the mat and push your hips down, coming into upward facing dog with the thighs on the mat. And from here, shift your hips over to the right side, getting a nice stretch in that right side body and oblique. And now shift your hips over to the left side, leaning on that left hip, getting a stretch in your left oblique. And return to center as you slowly lower yourself all the way down. And we're going to get into some shoulder openers here. So you're going to reach your right arm out to the right and plant your left hand next to you and push your body over to the right so that you're leaning on the right side body, and place your left foot behind your right leg. And just breathe here as you settle into this stretch. This is a deep shoulder opener to help release any tension or soreness that's built up in that area. If at any moment this stretch begins to feel too intense or uncomfortable, feel free to come out of it and just come back to laying on your stomach. And to come out of this pose, lift your head up and meet your left foot with your right and bring yourself back down onto your belly. And we're going to do this on the other side. So reach your left arm out to the left, plant your right hand next to you, and push yourself onto your left side body and bring your left foot behind your right leg, opening up that left shoulder here. And now you can gently come out of this pose by meeting your left foot with your right, coming back down. Place your hands next to you and push yourself up into upward facing dog again. And come back to tabletop position. And from here, we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So begin to slide your right knee forward towards your right hand and bring your right foot out towards your left hand. You can always bring your right foot closer in towards your body to make this stretch easier. Or if you would like to intensify this stretch, you can move your foot away from your body. Just make sure that both of your hips are squared and you're not completely leaning on your right hip. And you can either stay up here if that feels good, or you can lower yourself down onto the elbows or onto the forehead. You also have the option to place a block on your forehead for added support. And just settle here and breathe deeply. We store a lot of emotions in our hips, and a lot of the time these types of stretches can bring certain feelings up. They can feel like an emotional release as well as a physical release. And as we open our bodies up, we open ourselves up to what's underneath the surface. And so all emotions are welcome here. Allow yourself to rest into this pose and to just observe what comes up without judging it, and to observe the feelings and sensations in your body as well as your emotional state. And now, gently lift your head up and bring your hands to the mat if they aren't already. Push yourself up out of this pose. And now from here, you're going to lean onto your right hip as you swing your left leg around, placing your left foot on the outside of your right thigh. We're going to come into a seated twist here, so you can hook your right arm around your left knee and breathe into this twist. And now bring your right hand back onto the mat and swing your left leg back behind you. And from here, come back into a tabletop position. And now we're going to come into our pigeon pose on the left side. So slide your left knee forward towards your left hand, and you can bring the left foot out further away from the body and get settled here in pigeon pose. You can stay up on your hands, or you can come down onto the elbows or onto the forehead or onto a block. And wherever you are, just remember to breathe into this stretch, into this hip opener. And now on an inhale, lift your head up. If you're folded over the leg, you can push yourself up. And you're going to shift onto your left hip and swing your right leg around, placing the right foot outside of the left thigh, coming into this seated twist here, hooking the left arm around the right knee. And now you can bring the left hand back to the mat and swing your right leg back behind you. And from here, we're going to come into a seat with the legs in front of us. So come through tabletop position, and then you can slide your legs over to the side and plant the feet in front of you. And now we're just going to windshield wipe our legs to each side to counteract that pigeon pose. So you can bring the knees over to the right and to the left, just balancing out the body here. And the next time you bring your knees over to the left, keep them there. We're going to come into twisted deer. So bring your hands behind you and twist towards the back of your mat. You can either stay up here if this feels good, or you can lower yourself down to your forearms. You can also place a bolster or a blanket underneath your body as well for extra support. And just melt your body into the mat. With each exhale, feel your body sinking deeper into the mat or into your pillow or blanket. And now to come out of this pose, gently plant your hands back onto the mat and push yourself up out of this twist. And now we're going to come into twisted deer on the other side, so let your knees fall over to the right side. Place your hands behind you, and you can either stay up here or lower yourself down onto your forearms, coming into this deep spinal twist. Twists are so good for the body. They're great for digestion and massaging the internal organs and for soothing your nervous system. So just relax here and fully melt into this pose. And now you can gently lift your head up and push yourself up out of this twist, coming to sit with the knees in front of you. And from here, slowly lower down onto your back, bringing your knees into your chest. You can rock side to side here to get a little massage in the lower back. And now lower your left leg down to the mat, pulling your right knee into your chest. And gently guide that right knee over to the left, extending your right arm out to your right side, looking over to your right. Another full body twist here. And now slowly begin to bring that right knee back into your chest. And we're going to switch to the other side here, so you can let go of that right leg, lowering it back onto the mat, and bring that left knee into your chest here. And now guide that left knee over to the right with your right hand and extend your left arm out to the left side. And as you transition out of this pose, bring both knees into your chest here. Give yourself one last squeeze. And now we're going to come into happy baby. So grab the outsides of your feet and kick your legs up. Keep your lower back grounded during this pose. You can also rock side to side if that feels good. And now gently release the legs down. And now we're going to come into a nice supported and restorative butterfly pose. If you have a bolster, you can use that, or if you have a blanket, you can just roll it up into this little cylinder shape, and you're going to use that to support your back during this pose. So you're going to bring that little roll to the base of your spine here and gently lower yourself down onto it. And you can also use a block here to support your head, or you can use a pillow. And once you get there, let your knees fall out to each side. You can either place your hands on your belly or rest them on each side with the palms facing up. And we're going to stay here for a few minutes, allowing our bodies to settle into this pose, into the support of our props if we have any, or just to the support of the mat beneath us. Allowing our bodies to fully relax here and allowing this gentle practice that we just did to be a way that we show love and appreciation to our bodies, to everything that our bodies do for us, to the strength our bodies hold, to the millions of ways that our body is keeping us alive. And I invite you to thank your body, either out loud or in your head, for all that it does for you, for just simply being the vehicle that we can experience this beautiful life through. Begin to deepen your breath here. You can also start to make some small movements with your hands or your head. And if you would like to stay in this meditation for longer, please feel free to do so. You can always pause the video and stay here. But if you're ready to come out, you can begin to remove the block from underneath your head if it was there, and roll on to your side. Begin to slowly push yourself up into a cross-legged seat. And once you're settled here, take some more deep breaths. And together on an inhale, raise your arms up above your head and bring the palms together, and exhale, bring them to your heart. We'll do that again. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Thank you so much for showing up and for practicing with me today. I hope you found this relaxing, and I will see you in another video. Bye.